5 habits you must remove to earn respect. What if I told you that respect isn't something you demand? What if I told you that respect is something you earn? And what if the very habits you think make you look strong are actually destroying your reputation? Today we're going to expose 5 toxic habits that are silently sabotaging your respect. These habits are so common that 90% of people don't even realize they're doing them. But here's the shocking truth. Every single one of these habits is pushing people away from you. They're making you look weak, desperate, and frankly, annoying. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which habits to eliminate. You'll have a clear roadmap to transform how people see you. And most importantly, you'll understand why respect is the ultimate currency in life. So if you're ready to stop being ignored and start being respected, keep watching, because what you're about to learn will change everything. In this video, we will discuss some argument, real-life example, command, prohibition, analogy, micro-practice, example, life application, life rise, the decline of life to help you. Habit 1, constant complaining. The first habit that destroys respect is constant complaining. Let me paint you a picture. You walk into your office on Monday morning. Your colleague Sarah immediately starts talking. Traffic was terrible today. My coffee is cold. The weather is awful. My weekend was boring. How do you feel about Sarah? Probably not great, right? Here's the brutal truth about complaining. Nobody wants to be around a person who drains their energy. Complaining is like emotional pollution. It contaminates every conversation you have. When you complain constantly, people start avoiding you. They see your name on their phone and think, "What's wrong now?" Real-life example 1. The career killer. I once knew a talented software engineer named Mark. Mark was brilliant. He could solve complex problems that others couldn't, but Mark had one massive flaw. He complained about everything. The management was incompetent. The deadlines were unrealistic. The office temperature was wrong. The coffee machine was broken. Despite his technical skills, Mark was passed over for promotions repeatedly. His colleagues started excluding him from important meetings. Why? Because his constant negativity was toxic to team morale. Mark's career stagnated not because he lacked skill. It stagnated because he lacked emotional intelligence. The psychology behind complaining. When you complain, your brain releases stress hormones. These hormones make you feel temporarily better. It's like a drug. You get a small hit of relief when you vent. But this creates an addiction to negativity. Your brain starts looking for problems to complain about. And here's the kicker. Complaining literally rewires your brain to see more problems. It's called the negativity bias. The command. Stop being a drain. From today forward, implement the 24-hour rule. When something bothers you, wait 24 hours before complaining about it. You'll be amazed how many problems resolve themselves, or how insignificant they become with time. Prohibition. Never complain without solutions. If you absolutely must address a problem, always bring a solution. Don't just point out what's wrong. Suggest how to make it right. This transforms you from a complainer into a problem solver. And problem solvers earn respect. Small exercise, the gratitude flip. For the next week, try this exercise. Every time you catch yourself about to complain, flip it. Find one thing to be grateful for instead. Instead of "this traffic is terrible," say, "I'm grateful I have a car." Instead of "my boss is demanding," say, "I'm grateful I have a job." This simple flip will rewire your brain for positivity. Habit 2. Seeking validation from everyone. The second respect-killing habit is seeking from everyone. This habit is like quicksand for your self-worth. The more you seek validation, the deeper you sink. Validation seeking shows up in many forms. Constantly asking, "Is this okay?" Changing your opinion based on who you're talking to. Posting on social media just for likes and comments. Apologizing for having preferences. Here's what validation seeking really communicates. It says, "I don't trust my own judgment." It says, "Please tell me I'm worthy." And nothing destroys respect faster than desperation. The analogy, the approval beggar. Imagine someone knocking on your door every day. They're begging for spare change. At first, you might feel sorry for them. You might even give them something. But after weeks of this behavior, how do you feel? Probably annoyed and uncomfortable, right? Validation seeking is emotional begging. You're constantly asking people to give you their approval. And just like the beggar, people start avoiding you. Real life example too, the social media trap. Meet Jessica, a marketing professional in her late 20s. Jessica was skilled and hardworking, but she had an addiction to social media validation. She posted everything: her morning coffee, her workout selfies, her thoughts on current events, her relationship updates. But here's what happened. When her posts didn't get enough likes, Jessica felt worthless. She would delete posts that underperformed. She started crafting her entire life around what would get engagement. Her relationships suffered because she was more concerned with documenting experiences than living them. Her work performance declined because she was constantly checking her phone. Jessica's need for validation became a prison. She lost respect from colleagues who saw her as shallow. She lost authenticity in her relationships. Most tragically, she lost respect for herself. The psychology of validation addiction. When you receive validation, your brain releases. Dopamine is the same chemical released by drugs and gambling. This creates a cycle of dependency. You need more and more validation to feel good. But external validation is like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. No amount will ever be enough. The command, become your own validator. Start making decisions without asking for opinions. Trust your instincts. Stand by your choices even when others disagree. This builds internal confidence that radiates outward. Prohibition. Never change core values for acceptance. Your values are your compass. Don't compromise them to fit in. People respect authenticity more than agreeability. Application in life. The confidence test. Next time you're about to ask for validation, pause. Ask yourself, what do I actually think about this? What would I choose if nobody else's opinion mattered? Then go with that choice. This builds the muscle of self-trust. Habit 3. Over-apologizing for everything. The third habit that kills. Respect is over-apologizing. Sorry I'm late. Sorry for bothering you. Sorry for having an opinion. Sorry for taking up space. When you apologize for everything, you're training people to see you as the problem. You're communicating that your existence is an inconvenience, and people believe what you tell them about yourself. The analogy, the broken record. Imagine listening to a song where the singer keeps saying, "I'm sorry," every few seconds. How would that song make you feel? Probably uncomfortable and annoyed, right? Over-apologizing is like being a broken record of self-deprecation. It makes people uncomfortable to be around you. The rise and fall pattern. Let me tell you about two managers at the same company. Manager A. David started every meeting with apologies. Sorry for calling this meeting. Sorry if this seems unimportant. Sorry for taking your time. His team lost confidence in his leadership. They started questioning every decision he made. His authority eroded with every unnecessary apology. David was eventually demoted. Manager B, Lisa, was direct and confident. When she made mistakes, she acknowledged them once and moved on. I made an error in the budget. Here's how we'll fix it. No excessive apologizing, no self-flagellation. Just accountability and action. Her team respected her honesty and competence. Lisa was promoted to regional director within 2 years. The psychology of over-apologizing. Over-apologizing often stems from childhood programming. Maybe you were raised to believe that you were always wrong. Maybe you learned that apologizing prevented conflict. But in the adult world, over-apologizing signals weakness. It tells people that you don't believe you deserve respect. The command: apologize only when necessary. Reserve apologies for when you've actually done something wrong, when you've hurt someone, when you've made a genuine mistake, when you've failed to meet a commitment. That's it. Don't apologize for existing. Don't apologize for having needs. Don't apologize for taking up space. Prohibition: never apologize for your opinions. Your thoughts and opinions are valid. You don't need to apologize for having them. Instead of sorry, but I think, say I believe. Instead of sorry to interrupt, but say I'd like to add. This simple change transforms you from apologetic to assertive. Small exercise: the apology audit. For one day, count how many times you apologize. Write them down. At the end of the day, review your list. How many were necessary? How many were just habit? This awareness is the first step to breaking the pattern. Habit 4. Gossiping and talking behind people's backs. The fourth respect-destroying habit is gossiping. Gossiping feels good in the moment. It creates a false sense of intimacy. It makes you feel like you're part of an inner circle. But gossip is relationship poison. When you gossip about others, people wonder what about them. The trust equation. Here's a simple truth about gossip. If someone will gossip to you, they'll gossip about you. Everyone knows this instinctively. So when you gossip, you're advertising that you can't be trusted with sensitive information. You're showing that you'll betray confidences for social points. The analogy: the leaky bucket. Imagine trying to carry water in a bucket full of holes. No matter how much water you put in, it all leaks out. A gossiper is like a leaky bucket for trust. People might tell you surface-level information, but they'll never trust you with anything important. And without trust, respect is impossible. The rise and fall in relationships. Consider two friends, Amy and Beth. Amy loves to gossip. She shares everyone's secrets. She talks about who's dating whom. She reveals personal struggles others have shared with her. Initially, people seek Amy out for information. But over time, they realize she's not safe. They stop confiding. They start excluding her from important conversations. Amy becomes the person people are polite to, but don't trust. Beth, on the other hand, is known for her discretion. When people tell her something in confidence, it stays there. She redirects gossip conversations to more positive topics. People seek Beth out for advice. They trust her with their deepest concerns. Beth becomes someone people respect and value. The psychology of gossip. Gossiping triggers the brain's reward system. It makes you feel superior to the person you're discussing. It creates a temporary bond with the person you're gossiping with. But this bond is built on a foundation of betrayal. It's not real intimacy. it's shared toxicity. The command, become a conversation elevator. Instead of tearing people down, build them up. When someone starts gossiping, change the subject. Say something positive about the person being discussed, or simply refuse to engage. Prohibition. Never share what wasn't yours. If someone tells you something in confidence, honor that trust. Even if they didn't explicitly say, don't tell anyone. If it's personal, treat it as private. Application in life, the 24-hour test. Before sharing information about someone, ask yourself, would I be comfortable if this person knew I said this? If the answer is no, don't say it. This simple test will protect you from gossip damage. Habit 5, being unreliable with commitments. The fifth and final respect-killing habit is being unreliable. Showing up late, canceling at the last minute, making promises you don't keep, forgetting important dates, being wishy-washy with plans. When you're unreliable, you're communicating something dangerous. You're saying that other people's time doesn't matter. You're saying that your word has no value, and nothing destroys respect faster than showing people they can't count on you. Compound effect of unreliability. Unreliability compounds over time. The first time you are, people make excuses for you. Traffic must have been bad. The second time, they notice, but forgive. The third time, they start to see a pattern. By the 10th time, they've lost all respect for you. They stop inviting you to important events. They stop giving you meaningful responsibilities. They stop trusting you with anything that matters. The analogy, the broken bridge. Imagine there's a bridge you need to cross every day. At first, the bridge is strong and reliable, but each time you cross it, a few planks fall out. After a while, the bridge becomes unstable. Eventually, you stop using that bridge altogether. You find another route. Unreliability is like removing planks from the bridge of trust. Eventually, people will find another route around you. Real life, rise and fall. Two business partners, Tom and Jerry, started a consulting business together. They had equal skills and experience, but they had very different approaches to reliability. Tom treated every com. If he said he'd deliver a proposal by Friday, it was there Thursday night. If he scheduled a meeting for 2 p.m., he arrived at 1:55 p.m. If he promised to follow up with a client, he did it the same day. Jerry was more casual about commitments. He often submitted work at the last minute. He frequently showed up 10 to 15 minutes late to meetings. He sometimes forgot to follow up with prospects. Within 2 years, their business partnership dissolved. But here's what happened next. Tom's reputation for reliability preceded him everywhere. Clients sought him out specifically. Other consultants wanted to partner with him. His business grew exponentially. Jerry struggled to rebuild his reputation. Former clients were hesitant to work with him again. New prospects had heard about his unreliability. He had to work twice as hard to earn half the respect. The psychology of reliability. When you're reliable, you reduce anxiety in others. People don't have to worry about whether they don't have to have backup plans. They can count on you. This creates a sense of safety and trust. And trust is the foundation of all respect. The command, under-promise and over-deliver. Always give yourself buffer time. If you think something will take an hour, say it'll take 2 hours. If you can deliver by Friday, promise it for Monday. This ensures you consistently exceed expectations. Prohibition. Never make commitments you can't keep. Before saying yes to anything, consider your capacity. Consider your other commitments. Consider potential obstacles. If there's any doubt about your ability to deliver, don't commit. It's better to say no up front than to disappoint later. Small exercise. The commitment audit. For the next week, write down every commitment you make. no matter how small. I'll call you back in an hour. I'll send you that document tomorrow. I'll be there at 7 p.m. At the end of the week, review your list. How many commitments did you keep? P. How many did you partially keep? How many did you completely miss? This audit will show you exactly where you stand with reliability. What we learned from this video. Let's recap the 5 respect-killing habits we've discussed today. First, constant complaining transforms you from a person people want to be around into an energy vampire they avoid. Second, seeking validation from everyone shows the world that you don't trust your own judgment. Third, over-apologizing trains people to see you as the problem rather than the solution. Fourth, gossiping advertises that you can't be trusted with sensitive information. Fifth, being unreliable communicates that other people's time and your own word have no value. Each of these habits sends a clear message to the world. They say you don't respect yourself. And if you don't respect yourself, why should anyone else? But here's the beautiful truth. Every single one of these habits can be changed. Respect isn't something you're born with or without. Respect is something you build through consistent, intentional actions. When you eliminate these 5 toxic habits, something magical happens. People start seeing you differently. They start treating you differently. They start respecting you. But more importantly, you start respecting yourself. And that's where real transformation begins. If this video opened your eyes to habits you didn't know were sabotaging your respect, you're not alone. Most people go through life wondering why others don't take them seriously. They wonder why they're not invited to important meetings. They wonder why their opinions don't carry weight. They wonder why people seem to dismiss them. The answer isn't complicated. It's these 5 habits we've discussed today. But knowledge without action is worthless. So, here's your challenge. Pick one habit from today's video, the one that resonated most with you, the one you recognized in yourself. Commit to eliminating that habit. For the next 30 days, track your progress. Notice how people respond to you differently. Pay attention to how you feel about yourself. I guarantee you'll see a difference. And once you've mastered one habit, move on to the next. Remember, respect is earned through consistency. It's built one interaction at a time, one kept promise at a time, one authentic moment at a time. You have everything you need to become someone people respect. You just need to stop doing the things that prevent it. The choice is yours. Will you continue with habits that push people away? Or will you start building habits that draw people toward you? The decision you make today will determine the respect you receive tomorrow. Choose wisely. And remember, you deserve to be respected. But first, you need to act like it. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. And I'll see you in the next video. Keep building the life you deserve. Thank you for spending these few minutes with us today. We hope something here touched your heart and reminded you of your own strength. Now we want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. What part spoke to you the most? How will you carry it into your life? Your voice matters. And when you share, you inspire more than you know. If this video gave you value, please like, subscribe, and pass it on to someone who might need this message today. Your support means the world to us. It helps us keep creating content that uplifts, encourages, and empowers. Until next time, stay inspired, stay growing, and never stop believing in your dream. Thank you.